Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap." I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vigors. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Underdog is offering promos every day all October, so make sure to use code Mase, Cam, or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash with your first deposit. And remember, you always get a free pick on Underdog, so you can support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app today. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mase and Cam.
Murder, what's up, man?
Gilla was good, man.
So I'm good. These are the glasses you got me right here, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. People been liking these. What are these?
Anna's.
Okay. Because people are observing your glasses game. I just think these was really for you, and you and you wasn't feeling them, so you gave them to me.
No, I'm actually being a team player. These glasses I got on is $60. Those are like $3,000.
These are $3,000 glasses?
Yeah.
I don't even feel deserved to wear $3,000 glasses. I'm not that responsible to wear $3,000 glasses, but I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, you
I
know.
gotta take better care of these now that I know they $3,000, man.
Yeah, those are like glasses somebody like Rick Ross would be wearing. You know, people who really value their eyeglass game.
Okay.
I mean, people who like take it serious. Take their glasses serious.
No, I just don't like wearing nothing else nobody wears. I don't want people to think.
Yeah, he wouldn't wear, I mean.
Yeah. I like being exclusive. I don't really, because people would take that like I'm throwing a shot. No, I'm just saying, you know, I like tailor-made. I don't really do off the rack unless it's not important. I went jet skiing yesterday, man. That's why I didn't call you for the studio.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
How was it?
The jet ski part was fun, like leading up to the jet ski part. It was crazy. Can I say it?
It's who you go with.
Listen, okay, cool, good. Thank you. You set it off.
A trip is only as good as the people you go with.
So this is how it went. Before we start, I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. PT bought his homegirl, who bought her homegirl. I know his homegirl. I had one a couple of my friends. So we get to my crib and shit, and I know the homegirl, so the homegirl bring her homegirl, shout out to Kim, and I'm like, what's up? And she walk in my house and go like this. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's on the phone because she had an earpiece in. So then I'm all fucking getting my shit together. She's on the, now I see she is on the phone.
Yeah.
But she's in my refrigerator.
On her phone.
Yeah, on her phone. So you didn't speak to me. Now you're in my refrigerator. Okay, bet. This what we doing fine. So the shit is like an hour away. We get there, and now it's time to go jet skiing. And I'm like, I'm not paying for her jet ski. I'm not paying for nothing. Then when it's time to eat, she didn't bring no money. I told nobody they didn't have to bring no money. I didn't feed her, so now she mumbling niggas and some bitch ass niggas. How you coming around my shit, nodding me in my refrigerator, acting crazy? Now you know what I did learn what I perfected? Mm-hmm. Making environments uncomfortable. I know I'm really good at making the environment uncomfortable and awkward. I don't know how I perfected that, but I'm really good at it. Sorry, Kim, I didn't mean to put your friend was rude, and I wish I knew her name so I could actually say her name on the camera. Don't nod me in my motherfucking house, then go in my motherfucking refrigerator and then think you getting on jet skis.
What did she take out of the refrigerator?
To be honest with you, Murder, the thing about it is, I turn my back because I'm trying to be somebody different. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be somebody different. What I did was, PT, I don't know if PT was all about a call, but I looked at Kim and I'm like, she
better go get her.
Yeah, get her, bro, because I really want to say or do something else, but I don't want to mess the trip up. Anyway, I didn't mean, more of the story is who you go with. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
But I
Wait, Cam, I gotta ask something about that.
Just was good.
Mike, questions.
Mike,
Hey,
what's up, Mike? What's good?
I gotta ask something about that now.
Yeah, man,
Because,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, please do.
All of it has to start with some form of expectation.
Yeah.
So when y'all made this double date, obviously maybe there was different expectations
No,
going on.
Mike, hold on.
Mike, it wasn't a double date.
Hold on, Mike. Let
It's
me
a
tell you
hangout. It was a hangout.
Mike, listen, Mike, this was you in 91. We had about 7, 8. Right. It wasn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead
It's
on
right
and
before
share
the
with
White
old
House,
Dr.
Mike.
Irvin. I got the advice for you. I know.
Okay, I'm listening.
Share.
Okay.
Share with Dr. Irvin. I done been there, done that. I got some advice for you.
Okay, I'm listening. What I'm supposed to do?
So now listen. Well, wait a minute. But what were your intentions now? If you just trying to, go a few rounds sparring, then I ain't got no issue with her nodding down and still, you know what I mean? But if I'm trying to make it home, then I care about all of that little stuff. But if I'm just trying to get me a few sparring rounds,
No, the whole thing was Mike. She wasn't invited. She popped up with the girl.
Yeah, Mike, she wasn't invited to the sparring.
Yeah, she wasn't even invited to sparring and doing nothing else. So it's like Kim came with somebody, and then it's a friend that wasn't invited. But I'm not tripping. But brother man and me is wild.
Wait. So y'all were gonna be hanging out, just the three of y'all?
It was, I had 2 females and PT had a female, but then she brought another female.
Okay. It was more than just the 4 of y'all. I got it.
Right.
We trying to get it in. I'm trying,
Yeah.
to pull that truth on out of there. We're gonna get to it though. We're gonna get to it.
All right.
Like the topic said.
All right.
So more than 4 of y'all. So was there any intentions with anyone in the vicinity?
My intentions was with the girls that I brought with me. PT, who's in the room, whatever he had going on with his girl and her friend is fine with me. I didn't want them. I had who I wanted. My sparring partners was already with me. What I'm trying to say is this, Mike. He bought sparring partners to my gym. When you come in the gym, just say hello and be like, yo, what's good? Because everything's on me, Mike. Nobody pay for none. When you roll with Killer, you roll with Killer. Don't pull out a wallet. Don't pull out a dollar. Don't pull nothing. That's how I do. I ain't gonna invite you if I ask you if I want you to pay. I ain't one of them niggas. You know what I hate, Mike? I hate when niggas go to restaurants, Murder, and the bill come and they be like, well, you had the broccoli. You ate. Nah, I'm not.
The calamari.
I'm not paying for that because I didn't eat that. I didn't have that steak. Bring me the bill for what I paid for. That's separate bill. I ain't with that, Mike. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So at least show a little courtesy to the nigga who paying. That's all I'm saying. Not only the bill player, you're in my refrigerator like brother man, yo. I was waiting for her to flick an ash on the floor or something. She was smoking. I was the only thing that. What's up?
So it's really just an extension of your kindness because you already brought all your sparring partners. You don't need no homework or nobody else.
Right.
So, and you still willing to pay. Yeah, then you got to walk in with some common courtesy.
Now I'm paying for PT sparring partners.
Right. You got to walk in with some common courtesy.
Yeah,
you got. I'm with you.
That's all I was saying, bro.
I'm with you.
Sorry, Murder. I was long-winded, but you asked how I went.
I wanted to know.
Hey, but let me tell you why I think about one time we were in training camp. I shouldn't even tell this story. We're in training camp, and Emmett met these two pretty girls, young girls, and he said, let's go talk to them. And we wanted something. We went to them, and we were talking. And I said, yeah, let me do it. Just let me do the talk. He said, okay. Let it. We get there. First thing, the girl, she pulls out a cigarette. And he leans in and says, hey, I'd rather you not smoke. I said, excuse me, wait a minute. Come here. I say, hey, look at Joker. We just met them. We trying to get something out of them. Let her fire up that cigarette. And when she wants a cigarette, you light it for her until we finish with this conversation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, because like in that situation, we don't know each other. I can't take something away that's her pleasure and then ask her, partake in some of my pleasure. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to light that cigarette for her. That's all I'm saying. It depends on the parameters of the union. I don't know why I told that story, but I
No, that's a great story because you know why? I used to be, when we first started, Emmitt Smith. And when Mase got popping, he changed on me, and I didn't understand it. Like, he started, remember he just said he grew up on Snoop Dogg and bitches ain't shit for, oh man, he signed the deal. I'm talking, Cam, you gotta learn how to talk to the female. Mase, you was talking to him crazy 3 weeks ago. Now I gotta learn how to talk to the, y'all bitches fucking? Cam, that's not gonna work. I say, that's not gonna get us where we need to go. So I say, who is this nigga? 3.5 weeks ago, you was raised on Snoop Dogg. And then he nigga telling me about my vernacular was inappropriate for the new females that we are around. So I get that story 100%. I was Emmitt, and he telling me, yo, Cam, light the cigarette. If they want to smoke the cigarette.
Like this.
Yeah, I happened to me too, man.
I can't stand smoke either, but like that cigarette.
I got chastised behind that, man.
Gotta love story time. So let's start with the Bills. The Bills have acquired Amari Cooper and a 2025 6th round pick. In return, the Browns get a 2025 3rd round pick and 2026 7th round pick. After going from the 1-5 Browns to the 4-2 Bills, he said he feels it's just that feeling of having a fresh beginning, a new start, a blank canvas that you get to control your destiny. So, Mike, how are we feeling about the trade?
And I told y'all right here, Amari Cooper was done. T.I. Red with Cleveland. When he threw that slant route, when Deshaun threw that slant route and he batted it down, this is a receiver. Receivers never bat balls down. I mean, you never do that. That was saying, I'm done with you. I'm done with this team. I'm done with you, nigga. I'm out of here. That's what he was saying. So to leave that situation and go to Buffalo right now, tops in the AFC East. They got a young quarterback that's ascending and playing well. Man, that was heaven and gold for Amari Cooper, but also heaven and gold for Buffalo. Now think about what Buffalo gets. Buffalo had a wide receiver that caught 100 balls a year every year he was there. And he still sung songs about throwing him the football. Amari Cooper would never be this guy. Amari Cooper just sits in the locker room. He's a quiet guy. He likes to play his chess. And he's very, very good, or just as good, on the football field. So Buffalo, they come away looking real good with this pick, with this steal.
Yeah, when it comes to Cooper, he's been stated to be a fan of even Josh Allen. I know he's been on record saying this, and with the 250 or so receiving yards, I think he should be the number 1 rank, right, in some kind of category at this point for this season. And with him being added to the Bills, I just think this makes them the favorite until they meet us. Everywhere else, they're the favorites.
For the audience that doesn't know, who's us, Mase? So they don't.
Kansas City. Okay. Kansas City. I'm not saying the names.
I'm just saying, some people may tune in and don't know who's us.
Oh yeah.
They may be thinking it's me and you.
I was deliberately not saying their names since what they said last time.
What they say?
On the video.
What video you talking about? The hoes? They acting like hoes? Well, listen, man. So Mase is referring to, he's saying that, just for clarity, that Buffalo is, for the AFC, is probably the favorite, right behind Kansas City. You're even putting them above Baltimore?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting them above Baltimore because Josh Allen is just playing like tremendously well, and with this pick, even though they lost Stephon Diggs, when you add somebody like Cooper, it's going to be really hard to stop them. And I think they want to get their name back. You know, I know Baltimore want to get their name back, but I think it's even more a chip on the shoulder of Josh Allen when it comes time to play.
I wouldn't put them above Baltimore, but I do think that they're going to win the division. And I just think when it comes to Baltimore, pardon me, the Bills, and I listen, I always advocate for Josh Allen, man. I'm a big Josh Allen advocate up here. But he doesn't win against the quarterbacks who count. He loses. If it isn't Patrick Mahomes, then it's Joe Burrow. You know, and he has several opportunities to advance to a Super Bowl or a conference final, conference championship, and he doesn't win when it's count. So everything to me, as far as the Buffalo Bills is concerned, is when the playoffs come around, and we'll see what happens. But adding Amari Cooper is a super sensational ad. I know he wanted to get out of there so bad that he drove from Cleveland to Buffalo in his car. It's about a 3.5 hour, 4 hour drive, but he said, I'm getting the fuck out of here now, and drove to Buffalo from Cleveland. That means that means you're done. If you pack all your shit and put it in your car and you drive personally.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he actually drove. It's about 3 hour, 4 hour. He drove himself to Buffalo from Cleveland. That means I got to go now. I can't fuck with these niggas. I can't. I got to go. That's when you sitting in the car. That's when you sitting in the car like this, Mike Murder. Like, is it a go? Is it a go? Bet. Filled up, broke out. He's in Buffalo. He might have been halfway there before the shit got finalized, to be totally honest with you.
That's why I'm putting him as the favorite.
I was dead ass. I was dead ass.
Yeah.
So when I was sitting here telling you guys, I could see it in his face. I was dead ass. Right on.
Right. That's a fact. The only sad part that I'm upset about is that, as far as Amari Cooper leaving, is that I wish that week 2 or 3, we're already in week 6, they're 1-5, I get it. Let me get somewhere where we can have a possible chance to win. Cleveland's season, we don't know if it can be salvaged or not. Right now, it doesn't look like it can be salvaged 6 games in. But I really wish that Nick Chubb would have came back week 2 and we would have seen where this shit would have went from there. Because Nick Chubb is as tough as it fucking gets. And for the people that don't know who that is, that's the running back who's been out since last year for the Cleveland Browns. Well-respected, tough, gritty, super duper nice. And that may have opened up things for Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper, but he's coming back this week. Right. And I really would have wished he would have came back week 2 or 3 and seen what has happened, because Nick Chubb comes back and it opens up the run game for Cleveland. Now you may have a better passing attack, but Amari's gone. So yeah, that's the only part that I really wish that Nick Chubb would have came back 2 or 3 and see what would have happened from there, but it's too late. Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
And Cam, for a bit moment last year, right before Deshaun got hurt, and him, Nick Chubb, they looked like what you were going to see when they were together. They looked like he felt like he had to pick something up, and I was like, oh, Cleveland looks like something. And then Deshaun got hurt, and remember they went through all of that. Right. Is he hurt? Is he not hurt? Then all of that mess went down. Right. So then after that, it just went downhill, and he was still not right. But if you give him that kind of a running back, yeah, that would be a great help. Kind of something like what they got in Baltimore right now.
Right.
Yeah, I think is mandatory that he come back because with what's the name, Cooper leaving, it seemed like the only person that had more than one touchdown was what's the guy, Rodney McLeod at safety. So they was really doing horrible on offense.
Yeah. But for the Bills, his 24 catches for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns is more than any wideout that the Bills have had this season. So I know we're looking at how it's going to affect Cleveland, but the Bills got a good little situation going on. So it's going to be interesting to see how they progress.
Are you ready to put them second behind the Chiefs?
I mean, the Chiefs are still good. Like, the Chiefs, I think, deserve that spot, but the Bills definitely, I'm trying to see that kind of back and forth, but I think the Chiefs remain at number 1 regardless. I think we know that.
My opinion right now, yeah, I mean, and they have 0 losses in the loss column, the Chiefs, but the way that the Baltimore Ravens are playing, not record-wise, eye test-wise, they're the best team in the AFC. Patrick Mahomes, number-wise, is having his worst season ever as a quarterback in every statistical category, QBR, yards per game, etc. But this, like I said, they're number 1 wins and losses. Until you lose, you can't disrespect the Kansas City Chiefs. But they're not looking. It's kind of like when we was talking about Philly, how they were gutting out those games last year. But it's like this. I look at Kansas City like Floyd Mayweather. Until you do something about it, they're still the champions.
Yeah, you can complain about the style all you want.
Yeah, you can complain all you want, but until you do something about it, do something about it. But just looking at like a team who's clicking right now, I would go with Baltimore. But every week after week, whether it's a pass interference call on 4th and 16 to make them lose to the Bengals, whether Taylor Swift is getting shown 100 times, whatever the NFL needs to do to cheat to make the Kansas City Chiefs win, that's what they're going to do. So further notice.
Come on, man. Y'all can't rob 1-5 and 8-7 of that.
I'm there.
1-5 and 7. Oh, I'm watching the whole shit. 1-5 and 7.
Look, there we go. Look, there you go.
You
always find a way to make it 88.
I was okay. But y'all can't take this for 1-5. Cam, you spinning it somewhat.
Oh shit!
In the
Spinning.
You spin it.
Oh shit!
Spit it out somewhat in the early. When you spit out why Josh Allen isn't going to beat. He said they're not going to beat the Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow because he has all of that physical capability. But when it comes down to it, it's about the right decision to make in that time. And Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow usually make those right decisions. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, somewhat lately, usually make a mistake up in there. Throw some interceptions and do some things that those other guys do not do. That's the difference. And Lamar Jackson, if he's going to beat Patrick Mahomes, that's the thing he has to cut out. Those late game mistakes that Patrick Mahomes just doesn't do.
Listen, Mike, at the end of the day, I just said it. I said at the end of the day, until you beat the champs, they are the champs. However you win. If you watch WWE and the ref's not looking and the nigga hit you in the head with the chair and he gets the 1, 2, 3 count, he's the champion. That's just that. I'm not going against the champions. I'm just saying if I'm going by the eye test, which sometimes I do, who's looking good in the AFC, I'm going with Baltimore, but I'm not going to disrespect the Kansas City Chiefs whatsoever. I just compared them to Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather never lost. So what I'm saying is, but what you can't do is ignore that what we talked about on a 4th and 16 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Patrick Mahomes it ain't a Hail Mary, he throws a 40-yard pass and gets a pass interference call on a bang-bang play. You don't remember that?
I remember the play.
Oh, all right.
I remember the play.
All right. But I get what you're saying. And listen, I'm a Patrick Mahomes fan, a super-duper Patrick Mahomes fan. I'm just saying, let's stop acting like they ain't showing Taylor Swift more than they show Tyreek Hill. More than they show a lot of players. That's all I'm saying. It's good publicity for the team. But I don't go against the champs, and especially the reigning champs, the two-time reigning champs that's undefeated this year. Until further notice, them niggas. I'm just telling you what from week to week what I've been seeing. Because you got to realize this. What I just said was that Patrick Mahomes is having his worst statistical year of his career right now and still winning. So imagine he picks up week 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and get back to the Pat Mahomes we know, then it could be wild dangerous. Right. It could be crazy dangerous. If they're 5-0 and he's having the worst statistical year of his career, that's actually scary.
Yeah. Definitely something to be worried about because even I think the games have been very unpredictable, but the Chiefs have remained consistent, and I think they're going to continue remaining consistent.
I know what.
So we'll see. So with that being said, on the discussion of the Chiefs, let's get into our Week 7 NFL predictions. So Sunday, the Chiefs play the 49ers. We know the Chiefs remain undefeated. If anyone can break that streak, Mike, is it the 49ers?
Come on.
And that's what I was studying earlier and coming over here. Now, we just talked about it. And this game's in San Francisco. So, I remember a couple years ago they played. I had seen God himself in that uniform. I watched Patrick Mahomes go against that San Francisco defense that was the #1 ranked defense at the time. He made some incredible plays. I said then, I just can't pick against him. And now the San Fran look like they're getting back on track. Got going last week. But this will be the game because it'll be desperate. I'm still going to go with 1-5 in San Fran. In Kansas City against San Fran. But I wouldn't be surprised if San Fran wins this game because of the desperation that they're in and the undefeated that the Chiefs is carrying.
Okay, so real quick, you said you wouldn't be surprised, but is that your pick?
Come on, man.
That's just trying to cover itself.
I'm not going against 1-5. I just sung his praise. I just Allah the man. Gave the man Allah. Not gonna go against the man. I just gave him all that praise. So yeah, I'm taking 1-5.
Well, we know the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 11 in offense. They're seventh in defense. Now the 49ers are third in offense, and they're about 10th in defense. So it says that the 49ers should win, but we all know the 49ers are not going to win because, as you stated, 1-5, Patrick Mahomes or Hat Trick Mahomes, whatever one you choose to go with, he just owns the 49ers. The 49ers are never able to stop him. Why would it start today? It's not going to start today. They've never figured out a scenario where they can control them or even keep them to low numbers. You even go back to, 2022? I think he had 423 yards. So he's always dominated them year after year, time after time. And I don't see this being any different. They got McCaffrey back. They can have whoever they want back. If they don't figure out,
no,
is he back?
No.
Oh. Well, even if they had him back, it still wouldn't be enough because Patrick Mahomes is not going to be stopped. And that's until, like Killer said, until somebody find an answer for him to contain him, to keep him honest, and to keep him in the pocket, they're always going to lose because once he starts scrambling, he gets better under pressure. And that's weird. When they get him scrambling, he finds players. And he makes big plays. The last person I saw play like this was what was the guy name in college? Football Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, and he's playing like this on the NFL level, which is really crazy.
I'm just not gonna go against the Chiefs so they lose a game. Then I can start picking against them. I would actually maybe pick the 49ers if McCaffrey was back.
Right.
This season has really showed, and McCaffrey, I don't know when his contract is up or when it's due or when he deserves an extension.
They just gave him new money. He was already the #1 highest paid running back. In the offseason, they quietly bumped him up and gave him some more money.
Okay, it was on the low. They kept that shit quiet.
He just
right. Thank you for that info, Mike.
They're trying to kill running backs in their whole position, so they couldn't tell everybody, listen, we're going to give this guy some more money, even though his contract isn't up. Right. And he's already the highest paid. Don't say anything.
Right.
So nobody said it.
Well, thank you for letting me know that, because we already know the struggle. Like I said, man, oh my God, Mike, you wasn't, last season, we would be talking about we would be talking about next year's election, and OJ say running backs need to get paid more. We wouldn't even be talking about nothing football related, and OJ would just turn it into every quarterback getting paid and running backs not getting paid, and he would throw a tantrum about it. But the reason I brought up McCaffrey's pay is because even though they paid him in the offseason, he's more valuable right now. I'm talking about if it was negotiation time for him and his agent, showing what's going on when he's not playing. When he's not playing, he's looking like, nigga, they better get this nigga back soon. So this is one of them situations where if he didn't negotiate his contract, I'd be like, nigga, y'all nigga. Matter of fact, throw me something this week. Because at the end of the day, y'all are not looking like the regular 49ers that we've been seeing the last 2 years without him. Now with him, this is a you pick 'em game. I actually probably would pick the 49ers because of all the injuries Kansas City has on this team. But like I say, injuries to Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes' lowest, worst career as far as numbers is concerned. No Eric Bieniemy. Whatever you want to say, they are undefeated. And let me tell you something. You know what I love about Patrick Mahomes? When a play is bad or he throws a bad, not saying he throws bad pass or something ain't go right, it's no worry. And I'm talking about not even as a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Let's say for instance, right, he throws a missed pass on 3rd and 10, and he goes like this. I know they're gonna get the 4th down on the 1st down on 4th down. Once he start doing this, don't worry about it. When he start doing this shit, watch tomorrow. Watch he throw it tonight. Sunday. He throw the first a missed pass. He don't even worry about that shit. We got 3-4 downs to do this. He do this shit. 1st down is coming. So I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs until further notice.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So this is a 2-part question. So the Lions will play the undefeated Vikings. Do you guys believe the NFC North is the best division in football right now? Because we're looking at the Vikings, Lions, Bears, Packers. So before you give your prediction, Mike, do you think that the NFC North is the best?
No.
We had this question, and we talked about this earlier on the other show. I find that very hard to just say the NFC North is the very best, even though by record, and it was some stat out there, it could be the first team to put all 4 teams in the playoffs. The bottom half of that, the Chicago's got some wins, and they were against pretty bad teams, some of the wins that they have. So, yeah, I see the record. I love what I see in Minnesota and the young dude in Green Bay, but I don't know if that's the best division. The record says it, but I don't know if it's the best division.
So who is the best division, Mike?
Man, let's go NFC, East, South. The South is cranking up with the Bucs in Atlanta right now. Those are 2 top high-end teams. Now, the Bucs on the South is making up. But I would like, now the East, just 2 teams there. You see the North. Yeah, I see why they said, but it's still Chicago. It's still the North. It's still Green Bay. Minnesota just got here, and we're just rounding into this part of the season. How we're just rounding where everybody's in this shape. All those early 3-4 games, everybody was trying to figure out who's in shape, who's not in shape, who's out of shape, coming out of training camp, since nobody really does anything in training camp anymore. So yeah, let's give it a few more weeks before we start crowning the NFC North.
So you going with the Lions or the Vikings?
I'm going to go. I'm going with the Vikings in this only because I've been riding that horse. But the Lions right now have been playing the best. I think the best football is what they did to the Dallas Cowboys, and they play physical football. Can they get Sam Darnold to make some mistakes to be the difference in that football game?
I'm actually gonna go with the Vikings too, even though the numbers kind of lean towards the Lions, with the Lions being second in offense, and then you got the Vikings being ranked 17 in defense. You would think that the Lions would win, but it's just when you're having these bye weeks and you got people coming back fresh and they're coming off these bye weeks, and you got Aiden, which is the defensive end, hurt down there at the Vikings, and then you got the running back.
There it is.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to win.
You got it, baby. That's it. That's it. And God bless him. We talk about God bless him.
Yeah.
That right there. He was the only one getting those sacks, getting most of the sacks.
So yeah, we got to calculate that in. If your defensive end is hurt, then that's going to hamper your defense. But then you also got the running back, Aaron down there at the Vikings that's hurt for the whole year. So, but I think they still got enough firepower, and it seemed like the Vikings are a new team this year for some reason. They just seem like a new team, like we haven't seen this team last year. But you know, it seemed like they're really coming to play this year, and I look forward to them showing up in the playoffs. I'm not sure that they're gonna go pretty far, but I definitely see them making some noise in the playoffs, and they will definitely get this win at home. It'll be a high-scoring game, but I like the Vikings at home.
I'm actually going with the Lions. I think that the Lions know, and I know the injuries Mase said are significant, and I totally agree with that. And we know that he was leading the league in sacks. But I know the Lions know if they win this game, they're going to be leading the division. And I think that them niggas is tough enough and said enough's enough with the Vikings. Enough's enough with Sam Darnold. You're not like that, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about? You feeling yourself? You got Justin Jefferson, so you feeling yourself. I don't think that this is going to sustain with the Vikings, me personally. I just don't.
Let me ask you a question, though, Cam. Mm-hmm. Who do you see having...
Let me show you something. See what popped up on my computer? Look what popped up on my laptop. That was the last time I went to Minnesota and the Vikings won that game. I don't know if this thing heard y'all talking or why it popped up Minnesota and why it popped up Justin Jefferson and KJ Osborne, but it popped right up. So that gives me a little something, you know, because I remember I'm superstitious. That's why I stayed in doggy style, because I'm superstitious. I'm just letting you know.
Wow, that's
Mike, chill. YSL, Mike, YSL is back.
So freaky. What do you mean? I'm just saying. That's why I stayed down. Come on, man. I'm just saying. That tells you something. I'm telling you, man, that tells you, go put that bank on that game right there. That's what that tells you.
All right, let me ask
you,
Cam and Stat, something. Which team do you guys see having the least turnovers? Because that's the team that's going to win this game. Who would you say, Killer?
The team that's going to have the least turnovers?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if I had to guess, if I'm picking the Lions, I'm gonna say that the Lions are gonna have the least turnovers.
Stat, who has the less? Who do you see making the least?
The least turnovers, probably the Vikings. They have a lot of momentum.
Yeah,
but this is a hard game.
Mike, which one?
Let me tell you the turnovers and where you hit the nail on the head when you talked about Aiden Hutchinson being out. And remember, factor this in.
Yeah,
this game's in Minnesota, so all of that crowd noise. That means the defensive line from Minnesota is going to get a jump on the offensive line of Detroit. And Detroit's defensive line, who will not get that little easy head start, don't even have its best rusher. So I'm going to say even Detroit have the most turnovers because those opportunities are pressuring Jared Goff.
Yeah. You're getting smarter as we go, Mike. I'm glad.
I appreciate that.
You're picking up. You're getting it.
Okay, so we are going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss the Steelers quarterback situation. Don't go anywhere.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. My stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free.
Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. So tonight, the Broncos will play the Saints. Underdog has Bo Nix at 193.5 passing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
193.5. Higher.
We'll go lower.
Okay. Spencer Rattler's at 211.5 passing and rushing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Played good last week. Pretty good. Still gonna go lower.
Yeah, lower.
Alvin Kamara's at 67.5 rushing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
I'm going higher.
More high as well.
Okay, if you guys like these picks, remember you always get a free pick if you're not already on Underdog, so make sure to support the show and download the Underdog app today. We are joined back with our analyst, Michael Irvin.
Mike was good.
So,
It's all good.
the Steelers play the Jets this Sunday, and word on the street, it's not confirmed yet, but it's leaning to that confirmation that Russell Wilson will be the starting quarterback. Mike, at this point in the season, who do you think should start, Russell Wilson or Justin Fields?
Oh my goodness.
I'm shocked that they went into this week, and the way he went into this week, Mike Tomlin went into this week talking about, well, Russ is healthy, and yeah, we have curiosity to see what he can do. We really want to see what he can do and give him an opportunity. There was a play last week that Justin Fields made that I said to myself, Russell couldn't have made that play. There's no way. He's not fast enough. He doesn't have the legs. So I'm expecting there's something in the passing game that they must see in Russell that they want to put on the football field to see if they can find a more explosive offense. Because Justin Fields done a pretty good job of not turning the ball over, only 2 turnovers. So, yeah, I'm shocked he did it. He's talking about it, and I'm surprised. I'll be surprised if he do it. But I believe he is going to do it because he's trying to find something more in his offense.
Oh man. I think this is very gracious of Mike Tomlin. It shows his class, it shows his humility. But in no way do you switch the lineup at right now. No way. I'm not even a Steelers fan. I can only imagine how irate Justin Fields would be sitting there like, why is he starting again? We off to a good season. We're playing well, and you're gonna shake it up and put the ball back in Russell Wilson's hands. This is like a debacle waiting to happen. It can only go left because you're playing the Jets. The Jets now has a newly acquired wide receiver now to go along with a pretty decent defense. And if they turn around and beat the Steelers now that you switched the lineup, all arrows are going to be pointed towards Russell Wilson and the bad judgment call. And this, like, one thing Killer used to always say, it's not the time for this, man. Like, it's not the time to be, like, switching things up, trying to see what works. We already are doing what's working. And I'm saying we as in the Steelers, it's not my team. But they're already doing what's working. Why would you switch that up now? You got a wounded cat when it comes to the New York Jets, and I would go in there and get the win. I would stick with the same troops that I came in with. I would not be changing up midstream.
Yeah, I agree with that. Only people that have better records than the Steelers right now are the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC I'm talking about. They're tied with Buffalo. Well, Buffalo, you have to have the league change. And then they're tied with the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. It isn't like y'all are far behind and can't catch up. Y'all are actually only 2 teams actually with a better record than you guys. Has this nigga looked great? No. But this goes back to what I was saying earlier about Kansas City. If you find a way to win, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good the quarterback looks. It doesn't matter what's going. Look, man. I remember Tim Tebow playing with the Broncos. Yeah, a few good games, and they was like, oh my God, Tim Tebow, this, that, and the third, because they was finding ways to win. This nigga was doing some bullshit. They was catching it. Niggas was losing their mind. They thought it was about to be Tim Tebow world. I'm like, oh my God, this nigga, he really Jesus with it. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit, he was throwing up. Niggas was catching it, nigga. John Elway said, this is going to be my personal.
Wildcat, yeah.
It's going to be my personal project. We're going to make Tim Tebow into a star. And then Peyton Manning became available, and they said, sorry, Tim Tebow. I said, well, thank you, but you can get the fuck out of here now. What I'm saying is...
They had wore off.
Yeah.
That's Tebow thing.
Yeah, as soon as Peyton Manning became available, that's...
Cam, that year, Cam, he was going off, Cam. I was working. I went and interviewed Ben Roethlisberger because he was making them plays, man. Then get down playing, you know, and make a play and get down playing. That thing was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy in Denver, right?
Right.
So I went down there for some of that Tebow mania. I went and interviewed him. I went and interviewed Ben Roethlisberger. Ben said to me then, and I played it too. He said, Michael, I wish somehow, some way, anyway, if God is willing, let me end up playing the Denver Broncos and Tim Tebow in the playoffs. Dude, they ended up in the playoffs in Pittsburgh and Denver. That game went into overtime. I must have played the clip a million times because Tim Tebow hit number 88, Demaryius Thomas, on a slant route on a game winner in overtime. I played Ben Roethlisberger's statement all day long. As they went home. You know what I'm saying? Right. As they went home, dapped by that Tebow mania that you were talking about.
Yeah.
He had that thing going for a minute.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, Mike, two things real quick before I get back to what I was going to say. It doesn't, and I'm not comparing you to anybody, but it's almost like, yo, bro, you always find a way to make 88 in there, no matter what's going on, what team it is, anything.
88 on the slant.
88 on the slant to send them home.
Tebow to throw that to Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah, I know, but
on the red line.
You got 88 instilled in your brain no matter what it is, man. It doesn't matter. Because you didn't have to say 88. You could have just said his name. You had to make sure. You had to make sure it was 88. Like,
I thought that should be a Bible story. You know, God's still writing the Bible. We have to tell these stories.
Yeah, listen, I'm not mad at
God said, don't put your mouth on nobody. See, Ben Roethlisberger put his mouth on that man, and then God showed him. I thought that was a revelatory gift.
No, boy, I like that story because, listen, you're right. Tim Tebow mania was crazy. And like I said, for, niggas looking like John Elway from to say it's his personal project and he's going to make sure Tim Tebow becomes one of them. To be totally honest with you, my personal opinion, that's how Skip Bayless built his career first take, going Tim Tebow crazy and saying all these wild takes, and then people started watching it because it was just like, yo, why is he going crazy? But the point being is, the moment Peyton Manning became available,
right, it's nothing right up.
And ever since then, they had Tim Tebow play a running back. They had Tim Tebow, offensive lineman one day. They had Tebow playing for the Mets one year, playing outfield. I was like, God damn, niggas just do Team Tebow all over sports. Analysts, everything else. I wouldn't change quarterbacks right now just because I don't think that their quarterback play is outstanding, but they are winning games. And I just wouldn't change the chemistry. As far as the Jets is concerned, Aaron Rodgers got what he wanted. He got his number one target back throughout his career. He's excited. It's so crazy that Devontae Adams is staying at Aaron Rodgers' house till he gets situated. That's how they on it, pause. Like, yo,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Devontae Adams right now is sleeping at Aaron Rodgers' house until he gets everything situated. That means same thing like almost with Amari Cooper. Just come now.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think he been in New York 2 weeks high. I think he just ain't want to be seen. He might have been in Aaron Rodgers' house. They just couldn't say nothing about it. But I think those two are locked in, and I think that they want to make a statement sooner than later.
Yep, and more of a reason why you don't want to switch the quarterback out there with the Steelers. These niggas are living together.
Yeah. For real.
But look, now the Steelers right now, the Steelers goddamn 20 points a game. Only 187 passing yards. That's what he's saying. He's saying, let me see if I can put something more with the 130 yards per game that will rush it, and put more TDs on the board. Those kinds of things, which I understand. Because we always think they want to win close games. Mike Tomlin saying, if you can give me some more, let me see if I can get some more. But I think he knows he can always come back to this. What I do think is interesting is, and I should say this, what can the Jets, they have pulled a big time player the last couple of weeks. They fired the head coach and then they lost. Now they bring in Devontae Adams. They cannot lose this game because, there is no other place you could go. Right. You know what I'm saying? That desperation is what I think will get them over the top against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, Stat, it's your team. What do you think?
Yeah, you guys basically covered it all. In my opinion, it has been working. We are 4-2 with Justin Fields. I say keep him in, but if you just want, good TV to watch and you just want to put Russell Wilson in to just see what happens, but I just don't think it makes sense, especially now that Aaron Rodgers does have Devontae Adams. This is a game, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous for because I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I think that they keep Justin Fields and see how he continues to play for now. Yeah, they've been winning. So
I think 5-2 is much different than 4-3, and I think if you really like Russell Wilson that much, help him and Sierra get to Miami. That will be the next stop for them. She would love it. He would love it. And the team will benefit from it, But right now, I'm trying to switch it up in Pittsburgh. I would not do that.
Okay, so also on the discussion of quarterbacks, Colts are expected to play Anthony Richardson versus the Dolphins this Sunday. He has been sidelined for the past 2 games with an oblique injury. Mike, does starting him make sense, or do they continue with Flacco?
Well, you got to get this kid, and that's the whole plan, and that's the plan they wanted to put in action once they took him so early in the draft, knowing that he didn't have as many reps as they wanted to see him with in college. So they wanted to get him out here and get him playing early. The thing that I worry about is the kid's young warrior. He just came off a shoulder injury, and they were telling him just try to be better and handle and take care of your body a little bit better. And he goes right back out there trying to truck the NFL. You got to be careful. That's the thing. I want you to get the playing time, but understand while you're getting that playing time, make sure you learn those are big old dudes. You shouldn't be running into them. This is not college, not high school or little league. So yeah, give him the reps. But he has to get smarter quicker and not take those hits.
I wouldn't put that nigga in. I like Joe Flacco. I'm biased. I'm a Joe Flacco fan. 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. I think they only lost 1 game. I believe he's 3-1 since he's been there. And even with the game that they lost, it wasn't his fault. It's actually put on the defense. But I get it. You're trying to build this kid to be your franchise quarterback, but to me he's not durable, and to me, and it's still early as playing time. To me, it's one of these situations where, the Colts could make some noise. Let's not look like Flacco did it. If they're 3-3, they have some time to make sure that they could try and get a wild card, if not make the playoffs. And if that happens with Flacco, what does that say for him? So I think they're trying to salvage the season with him. Not saying the season's over. When I say salvage, I'm talking about salvage making him look good in case they do make a playoff run. But I like what Joe Flacco's doing, man. I'm being totally honest with you. He's looking good. He's excellent. But I do understand trying to get your young quarterback and your supposedly quote unquote franchise quarterback some playing time, and you don't want to make it look like Flacco led them to the playoffs or a wild card spot, which is also the playoffs.
Yeah, right now I think Flacco is a young nigga's nightmare. Anywhere that he goes, it seems like they're putting him behind people who should be performing, and he just always comes and steal the show. It's like his theme music should be "It Ain't My Fault." Everywhere he shows up, he's just balling. And I wish him the best, man, especially to know that he was just called off the couch and he just came and performed, you know? So I really appreciate people like that is ready. And I like the fact that he didn't let people tell him his time was up. He went out there and got it.
Yeah, and what we got to stop doing.
He's playing now, guys.
Yeah.
He's just playing and enjoying it now. Imagine that. Flacco made his hundreds of millions of dollars and everything. Now he's coming in like, I had my career. I'm just throw this ball around. And them young dudes, they trying to make a career. They looking at that old fella, saying, why don't you retire with your old ass? Stop trying to press me like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Joe living that old peaceful, calm, I'll just collect whatever this 15, 20 million, $10 million y'all got, whatever they're paying him. So, yeah, I like him too.
Yeah, my thing is, and my last thought is, we got to stop, and I'm talking about me as well, because what we're learning as time goes on is that players are actually, not everybody, the players that do take care of their body and take the right nutrition and exercise the right way, they're having lengthy careers to where we're seeing players play right now to where they would have been retired long time ago. We got players like Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, 35, 36 years old, and they're still looking like they're in their prime to where look at somebody like Larry Bird or Isaiah Thomas who retired at 33 years old and they was looking old when they retired. These players are taking care of themselves, nutrition, body, so on and so forth. And Joe Flacco looks like one of these people as well. So, like I said, to me, this is more of a age thing than a player thing, how good you're playing. This is more of that, if you ask my personal opinion, because if you're trying to do what's best for the organization as the Indianapolis Colts, Joe Flacco's in a rhythm. You don't stop that, my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that, but also, so like, since Anthony is supposed to be the starting quarterback, it's like the Colts want to see him play. I don't want to say he's injury prone yet, but he's been hurt for a lot of the games where people haven't been able to see his potential, because we know when he was drafted, he had a lot of upside. He can throw, he can run. So I think the best situation to see him play, if he is starting to feel better, is the game versus the Dolphins. Because, I mean, he's not playing against Tua. He's playing against Tyler Huntley. So I think you put him in, see what happens. And if he doesn't perform well in this game, then we can continue with Flacco. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because I'm just like.
But that's the thing, right? Let's say, for instance, right? And I'm not disagreeing with what I take. I'm just giving the other side of the coin of that. And Mase, I'll ask you this. Let's say they do what Stat says and he doesn't play good, but he doesn't get hurt. He just doesn't play good. Do you bring Flacco back the following week, even if he's not hurt?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 0-1 is different than 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
You go with the guy that's 3-1.
Yeah, but that's and I believe Richardson lost 2 already.
0-2 versus 3-1. I'm going with 3-1.
Yeah, that's my point.
Stats ain't give him another chance.
I just feel like you guys
No,
see it because they're building around him. So like,
no, I agree with you. I just think
it's the year of that.
I think that.
But it's an older quarterback. Now, if this was a younger quarterback in Flacco and he's having that kind of success, then the rub becomes, then it's a rub, because you're like, man, we get a lot of years out of this guy. Do we waste trying to teach this guy when we have a lot of years? But you don't think you have a lot of years with Flacco, even though, like you guys talked about earlier, people are taking care of their bodies better, and they've invested so much in the Richardson. So yeah,
How many?
And I would love for them to even amalgamize it. But like okay, Flacco, you play, And then I'm gonna let Anthony Richardson get in and get him some work and work his way back in, so he can still get reps. And you feel like, well, we're just bringing you along slowly, but you're trying to get both the win in the lessons and the learn and all the experiences he needs.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. But we don't have time for that. Flacco is who got the hot hand right now. We going with Flacco.
Let me ask you a question, Mike, because I don't remember off the top of my head. How many years did Aaron Rodgers sit behind Brett Favre till he played?
I think 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
3 or 4 years.
I'm not comparing those two. Sometimes you gotta sit down 3 or 4 years to be great.
Yeah, to build that tenacity.
And Jordan Love sat a couple years behind Aaron Rodgers. Look how he's playing.
Yeah, Jordan
Love sat a couple years behind Aaron Rodgers.
That's the
look
point.
How he's playing.
That's my point. See, my problem with this situation is that's why I brought up the Aaron Rodgers situation, because he sat 3 or 4 years. Jordan Love sat 2 years and watched this. Because Joe Flacco wasn't playing, niggas act like he's some hush puppy ass nigga. He's a Super Bowl champion. It just was a nigga named Lamar Jackson that came on the scene that was like super duper dynamic, and we like, yo, nah. He's a generational player, talking about Lamar Jackson. So Joe had to go. But even though Joe wasn't getting called and you bringing him off the couch last year to go to the Cleveland Browns and now he's with the Colts, he wasn't no bum. You understand what I'm saying? So they sitting there like you got a bum off the couch that hasn't won a Super Bowl or been part of a great organization, and we just throwing him out there, but we got to get Richardson in there. This nigga knows what he's doing to win a Super Bowl, but I do get your point, Mike, and I'm not going to disagree with it. I'm just giving the other side of the coin.
Right.
I think you stay with Flacco because Flacco could even teach Anthony how to learn how to prepare as a Super Bowl champ.
Okay. We got one more before we wrap. So on Monday, the Ravens will play the Bucs. They're both at a 4-2 record. Mike, who do you think wins this game?
I'm picking the Ravens to win this game. I like what I saw in the Bucs last week in the way that offensive line dominated the Saints in the second half and just ran over them. So, but the Ravens playing the best football, like you guys talked about earlier. They're playing the best football right now in the National Football League. Explosive with Lightning and Flowers, and certainly Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. They own every rushing record in the National Football League right now. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
I concur. When you think of the Ravens, you think of them, they're number one in offense. And I keep saying this for a reason. You got the Bucs that's 28 in defense. So when you got the number one offense against the 28th defense, it's kind of self-explanatory that the Ravens should win this, and it should be a high-scoring game. Because sometimes when I'm saying it's a high-scoring game, people are like, where are you getting this from? Well, they're number one in offense, and they're playing a really shabby defense.
I'm going to go with Baltimore. I really want to say Tampa. But Tampa's one of them teams, like, what they had, 51 points last week?
Yeah.
And I have 9 next week. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, this that 9 I'm looking at.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, I gotta see a little bit more consistency out of Tampa Bay. They're really, really explosive. I looked at the game and I'm like, wow, these motherfuckers putting some numbers up. The chemistry looked good. I don't know if we talked about what we talked about on another show, Mike, when you was up here about Chris Godwin has the most yak in the NFL.
Right.
We know what Mike Evans brings to the table. Baker Mayfield they look good, man. I really
rolling. Tucker running the ball.
Right.
Mase asked me about Bucky Irvin last week.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Hey, Bucky Irvin. They got them 3 young guys running the ball, and they run hard. They give Baker Mayfield, who people are starting to talk about Baker Mayfield in the MVP race here.
Okay.
So don't think the Baker's playing great football through Mike Evans and then starting to spread that ball around. This is going to be a huge game. I hope Baltimore don't go in here slipping.
Yeah.
Is Baker Mayfield and JJ Redick related?
Not that I know of.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I didn't hear that. Yeah, I just listen. I would actually, to be totally honest with you, because Baltimore's defense, that's the one thing for me. I'm not sure where they're ranked, but their defense has really been shabby, to say the least. It started when the Cowboys scored that 19 points in the fourth quarter. And I forget what happened the following week. It's just that their offense is so explosive, it's carrying the defense. Now,
It's carrying the defense, and they're ranked 19th.
They're ranked
19th.
Okay, so the whole thing about it is it isn't like they're ranked in the top 10 with defense neither. Now, if you get the same Tampa Bay team that played against the Saints last week, and they could put up 32, 38, 30, 40 points, this turns into a shootout possibly.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. I'm going to go with Baltimore, but I really like Tampa Bay in this game only reason I'm going against Tampa Bay, I should say, is because I need to see consistency out of them. They're getting 51 this week. I can't see 3 field goals next week. Give me 31. Give me 32 points to show this high-power offense. You know, the Saints fooled me in the beginning of the season with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to fool me once, fool. You know the saying, nigga. Nah, I ain't with it. Show me again, and we could get into the conversation, but I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
Great take. Okay, well, Mike, it was a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Mike, man, thank you. And you know what, Mike? We didn't mention it.
What's up, buddy?
But we didn't mention it. But you are very consistent with the collegiate look, man. You're very consistent, man.
I'm liking this look, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yo, man. My sister, when I got off the show today, my sister's texting me, you know, my older sister, baby, you look so good, baby. I like that look on you, you know. So, yeah, I said, okay, baby. I like this look on me, too. You know, it's a different.
That's what's up, Mike. And we'll see you next week, bro.
All right, man. Y'all be safe, man. Have a good week.
Appreciate you.
Hey, that is all the time that we have for today. Thanks for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.